Good morning, church. Happy Saturday. It's good to be with you today. Today we are in John 19 and hearing the account of the crucifixion through John's eyes. And before we get into the event of the crucifixion, the first thing we see is the rejection of Jesus and God as king. Pilate said to them, "Should I crucify your king?" "We have no king but Caesar," the chief priests answered. Then he handed him over to be crucified. And even before this, Pilate knew that it was going to be wrong to crucify Jesus, but they bullied him. He tried to release him, but the Jews shouted, "If you release this man, you are not Caesar's friend. Anyone who makes himself a king opposes Caesar." Here's the dynamics at play. If a riot started or if the Jews got out of control, Pilate was going to be in trouble. If word got back to Rome or to Caesar that Pilate was allowing another king to be installed in Jerusalem, he was going to be in great trouble. So they applied pressure to him. And even though Pilate in his heart understood what was right, he was actually a coward and a wicked man. Luke recounts some of his wicked deeds of slaughtering Jews on the temple altar. And so he capitulated and he gave in and he said, "Yeah, okay, I don't want to get in trouble with Rome, so we'll do it your way." So he throws it back on the Jews and says, "Look, this man says he's your king. Do you want to sacrifice this guy? He says he's your king." And now it's the Jews' turn to give in. And they say, "No, we don't have a king, only Caesar." This is renouncing their heritage. It's renouncing God as king. The whole situation is a disaster from top to bottom and sets up a look at the tensions that we get in our life. Why would we be ashamed to declare Jesus as our king? Why would we put other things in front of God? It happens regularly, and it's something that we need to repent of. We get busy, and instead of seeking the will of God, we just go about what seems right to us. And it's understandable why we do it, but it tells us something about what our priorities are. And so we can't find ourselves in a situation where we're guilty of saying, we don't have a king. The king is my pocketbook. The king is my schedule. No, our only king is the Lord, our God. And here we see Jesus go to the cross, the linchpin of the Christian faith. That here he takes the wrath of God for us, takes sin for us and this punishment so that we can now be united with God and we can have that relationship again because of what Jesus does for us right here. And we have at least 3 scriptures quoted by John: the Psalm 22, Psalm 34, and I think 2 Chronicles 12, where we have, they divided his clothing. Not one of his bones will be broken, and they will look at the one that they pierced. In fulfillment of the scriptures, this takes place. And then we see the appearance of Joseph of Arimathea and the reappearance of Nicodemus, who come out of the woodwork, and at night, because they're still scared, they go and tend to Jesus, but at least they came. We can overcome our fear of serving Jesus. He gives us the power to do it. And so, church, I'm just challenging you today. Enthrone the Lord on your praises. Don't be ashamed for him to be the king of your life and to follow after him boldly. I love you, church. I look forward to talking to you soon again.